Hello and welcome to Orlando Ascended. Today it's a nice, fine day. Last night there was a very nice double date, kinda, with Damien and Clea, with the two fallen that they sort of have a connection to. And they also got a job offering. So today we're going to be talking about said job offering. Clea is in her garage. She's currently hanging upside down from a monkey bar and doing ab exercises.
She will hear a knock on the door.
Uh, I don't know if she will hear it because there's music, but you can just, barge in, I guess.
Uh, the the knocking intensifies.
Yo!
Somebody opens the door, and surprise, surprise. No, not really. It is Clear's homie, Damien. He looks quite happy and pleased with himself. Definitely more calm and pleased with himself than he has been in a while, and just goes like, "Good morning, Clear."
Hey. Uh, she's doing really extreme ab exercise up on top of there. So, but you can sit on the bench that's kind of under where she is if you want to talk to her because she's not really stopping.
Yeah. Damien's head goes a bit up and down as he follows the movement and just goes like, "Do you even lift, brah?"
More than you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ooh, wow. Okay, that explains how you keep yourself in shape.
Well, I have to. I mean, I'm not that, you know, uh, used to the, magic stuff. I'm more used to the, punchy stuff.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I would like to talk about one or two things relating to that. I couldn't help but notice that when we were at the bazaar, that you sort of took on the demeanor of a private contractor, if that says anything to you.
You mean I was not a complete idiot to accept whatever those cheapskates were offering in in the possibility of death that was really there? No, you and Kat were acting like fools. You think because the guy just spouted that, oh, he's a tradition mage, that you can trust them. In the end, you saw he didn't know what it was that he was sending us, and we were in danger. And imagine, if we had killed that bear, that motherfucker in there would have killed us. You realize that? I was just being
Hmm.
smart, weirdly enough.
Mm, I guess all this adventuring is starting to rub off on me. I'm getting reckless.
Maybe you just wanted more action. I don't know. It's kind of addictive, I guess.
I won't. He's just thinking. Well, to be
Okay, I'll do
fair,
a flip and land from the thing because that was a good shit. Fuck, that's actually six successes. Damn. Okay, I do acrobatics.
Damien gives you applause.
Okay. Listen, dude, I'm planning on going to the range for some, shooting range. If you want to come
Mind if I
along, we
come
can.
along?
Well, sure, we can talk there. Just give me 5 to have a quick shower, and I'll be ready.
Yeah, I definitely would want to dust off my shooting skills. It has been way too long.
Cool. Check the drawer. There are some pistols there if you want. And
Yeah,
she'll go to the shower room.
yeah, he'll go and pick something out that is closest to what he was trained in. And
After
he'll
coming
also get
out,
ready.
yeah, like after like 5 to 7 minutes, do a quick shower. She's coming out, pulls a big ass case from under her bed and a smaller one. Okay, you'll hold that. And she shows a big ass case. That's gonna be pretty funny being on the bike with a huge ass case on your hands, but
Damien
that's the
goes
cart you
like,
will build.
I am not part of the Russian circus. I'm gonna take the car and I'll just follow you.
And where am I supposed to put it?
You can put it on the back seat of the car. I can do transport.
This is not very green of you. You know that the planet is dying.
Uh, he gives you a knowing look. Well, I'm sorry. Electric cars don't seem to be a thing in the year 2000. If that were the case, I would have long got one.
No, but using both a bike and a car, the car has more emissions and it's wasteful.
Yeah, I just don't like the idea of falling off the blooming motorbike and getting horribly hurt
Why would you
because I'm
fall?
still.
You don't trust my driving?
No, I don't trust that I'm the best at a balancing act myself, basically.
I can tie you up. This is dead serious, by the way.
Damien looks at her with that expression like he wants to say something, but he bites his tongue. I'll spare you this time the comment.
Whatever. And she starts tying up the case on the bike, one on each side.
Well, okay. Fine, fine. Okay. The things I do for the Earth Mother. He just shakes his head. Although I swear, as soon as electric cars or hydroelectric cars are a thing, we are getting one.
I mean, if it's efficient, sure. Ooh, it would be nice to have a car with fusion. Anyway, I don't think that's the time to talk about these things because I'll get sidetracked again. Okay, let's just go and we'll talk there. As he gets on the bike.
Damien nods, jumps on the back, puts, the spare helmet on himself, and, yep, holds tight around Clear's waist as she drives.
And well, in a bit, they will arrive at the uh, shooting range. She takes her cases, goes inside, gets the ammo from the dude who's there, and they pretty much have the room to themselves because he doesn't like shooting with other people. In case you haven't figured it out yet, the big case is a big ass sniper rifle.
Is it the one that she used for the Jack the Ripper scene?
No, she used a combat rifle for that. The combat rifle is in the second case.
Yeah, okay. Um,
So she will
it,
open that and start assembling it and humming to herself, like she does.
hmm, a sniper rifle. Is it
Yeah, that's my
something?
baby.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Combat rifle, I get. Pistols, fair enough. A sniper rifle? That's very specialized equipment you have there for
I'm a
very specific
specialist.
tasks. Ah, yeah, I guess I never did ask you what you did for a living.
You know, this and that.
That's mm-hmm.
And at that
Mm-hmm.
point, you see her loading up the sniper rifle, and she starts shooting at the uh, target. Should I roll for that, or would just
I'm fine for you to take
story?
your base stats and to just sort of narrate sort of what level of competency Damien sees. I'm
Ah,
happy to wing it.
very high level of competency. Like you can tell that she knows how to use this weapon. She
Yeah,
knows how to aim. She's very accurate. Almost like a pro, you'd think.
clear.
Yeah.
And there is a little bit of worry in his voice. I mean, I don't want to brag. I'm above average when it comes to shooting, but you shoot like a fucking sniper, a professional sniper. I can't help but think the kind of sniper that gets paid good cash for their services.
I mean, that's my training. I just keep shooting nonchalantly. To hear it, it's absolutely like normal and natural state. Like it's what she knows, it's what she remembers.
Hmm.
It's her normal function, you know?
Hmm. I would guess these skills are from your and he puts up air quotes previous life.
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure.
Well,
Um,
I'm glad that you're on our side. He chuckles nervously.
I mean, what other side would it be? Awkward silence.
Yeah, Damien is trying to think how he can ask a very uncomfortable question and make it less uncomfortable. A whole 2 minutes pass, and he decides that there isn't a way that he can make this not awkward.
Yeah, in the meantime, she keeps shooting.
Yeah, clear. Um, have you been working as a mercenary recently,
Mercenary?
or
Not
a hit woman?
exactly. Sometimes.
Just for money, or for taking on contracts for very specific, very nasty individuals?
What do you mean by nasty individuals? I don't work with criminals.
He relaxes a little bit. I'll take your word for it. You're my homie after all.
I mean, there is a reason why they assign uh what's his name for my babysitter.
Aha, so they have been giving you the jobs.
Some, like, well, I had a talk with their I guess it was their leader, I suppose. I don't remember his name, but he was at the club where Jesse got drunk that time, you know, with
Oh,
the
the
with
head
a
of the
with a
Euthanatos.
creepy lady.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, they have a reputation after all. Though, guess I should. uh, guess I shouldn't be too judgmental. I mean, it's not as if I wouldn't have some blood on my hands.
I mean, it's not like it's something I do every day, you know? It's just, when necessary, I suppose. It's what I've been assigned to do. That's what I do.
Do you also like doing it?
Like, as I wouldn't say like, it's a job, it's necessary, it's not fun.
Mm,
To be fair, that bitch that was bad to Cat, I'd do that one for free, if that was
well,
possible.
well, yeah. All the fuckers that have been trying to hurt us, I did that with the assumption of being free.
I mean, yeah, you know
Uh,
what I mean.
yeah. Talking about that bitch, that giant fellow we saw yesterday. Yeah, he was in the vision that I had about that woman.
So I'm guessing
He was
something big will go
fighting.
down, and this guy's gonna be there.
Yeah, he was fighting as far as I could gather on our side.
Okay, well that makes sense if he's friends with a nice troll, and uh, our other
Yeah,
peoples.
exactly.
Speaking of our peoples,
Hmm.
mm, I think I saw you kissing Pam.
Yeah. What of it?
I didn't know it went that far. You said that she only kissed you on the cheek one time.
That is indeed true. That was the case, yes, until yesterday.
Ooh, so what happened?
Um, I don't know if it's actually in good taste for me to talk about this. You know, a gentleman enjoys and keeps his silence. That sort of thing.
What are you talking about? Come on, out with it.
Well, what were you doing
What do you mean?
with
What was
Terran?
I talking mostly?
Mm, you know what?
Okay, maybe we made out a bit.
Okay, fair enough. Um, so she came down. We had a bit of a chat. Um, I just spoke my mind, and the next thing I know, she was on top of me like a cougar on a deer, and I
Uh,
shall leave it at that.
Where? I left you at the slots.
We found ourselves a little place.
Okay, that's. I can't believe
It
you guys.
it escalated a little. Yeah, it escalated a lot faster than I ever would have expected.
I mean, well, at least I guess it's not a danger. I guess, I hope. I mean,
As far as I know, I still have my whole soul, all of my soul together. Yes. She didn't hurt me. Let's leave it at that. And
yeah, no, but damn.
and he he blushes a little bit. It wasn't unpleasant. It was very relieving.
Why would it be
I've said too much.
pleasant? Ah, jeez. Well, at least I did find out about the some things that are, well, apparently anatomy and physiology and all the functions are apparently the same. So
I
yeah,
can attest to that.
yeah,
Uh,
I kind of asked Taryn and made a fool of myself again. At least he finds it cute somehow. Ah,
well, it it is sort of. I mean, since we're being honest with each other here, yeah, yeah. It was a bit of a whirlwind for me.
well,
Mm,
to be fair, I've never tried succubus, so I can't say.
I I think that I probably shouldn't say anything more. It just seems like disrespectful towards Pam.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't really want details. I mean, yeah,
Oh no, no, no,
no,
no, no.
no, homie,
Sorry,
no.
my
Yeah,
parents.
you went Robert there.
Don't worry, my my parents taught me better than that.
Well then, uh, okay,
Yeah.
that worries me though. Am
Um.
I being too slow?
No, no. I think I was being a little bit too, or she was being. What do I know? But yes, I think Pam and I were definitely a little bit too fast. It felt as if we went for the dessert before we even had the main course.
I mean, adults can eat dessert for main course.
Yeah,
It's part of
I
the perks.
personally, yeah, still I it didn't go quite the way I expected it. Let's put it that way. But
What, you wanted candles and rose petals?
he 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 looks actually a bit sad at you at that comment, a little hurt.
Come on, you know.
What what's wrong that I like it a bit romantic?
Nothing's
Seriously,
wrong.
what's
Nothing is
bad or
wrong.
so funny about that?
It's not funny or bad. But it's not like you're not gonna have another chance, you know? I'm assuming.
She made it clear that she would be interested in seconds. Let's put it that
Well,
way.
there. You can have it your way.
Hmm.
That doesn't
Well,
mean the moment just because it wasn't, as you imagined it, not a perfect setting or anything. I mean, that's how it is. It's just, yeah, right?
I guess the next time I would like to find out what kind of relationship she and I have because there wasn't really much talk about that. I mean, hey, I'm cool if she, for example, were I mean, I
Well,
don't hope
to
it,
be
but
fair, you
if she were
don't
just
know.
interested in, the carnal side of things, I'm I wouldn't mind, but I just like to know where I am with people.
Yeah, I get it. But it's not like you know each other that well anyway, so there
Yeah.
will be time to talk about that.
It's yeah. I guess it didn't help that it has been a while, a a very long while. You know.
Yeah, Clea is whistling in the and looking in the on the ceiling at that. I know nothing about
Yeah.
that.
It's
Let's not
fine.
talk about it. It's not a very comfortable thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And
yeah.
my the last relationship I was, my partner just dis literally disappeared in thin air. Not even a letter. Nothing.
Maybe she was kidnapped.
Nah, she just skipped town.
How do you know?
At least I think that's. Yeah, yeah. How do I know? And how do you know?
Yeah.
With our broken memories.
Well, yeah, I don't know. You don't know. Leave it at that.
I
It's
I
not like there's a way
presume,
to find out.
well, for me now, definitely. Yeah, yeah. It's weird. You know what? The other thing that happened there. Yeah, I'm.
What other
By the
thing?
way, while you and Terran were out, upstairs talking, um, I was working. I was working the slot machine, and
Oh,
there
did you win
was
anything?
no. How
Bummer.
should I? Yeah. Oh well. And he actually hands you the rest of the coins back. Oh, by the way, I didn't use
Oh, for
all of it.
fuck's sake. You think I have space for coins in me?
If you need more pockets on your clothing, I actually have a rote for that.
That would be actually very useful. Women's clothing don't have pockets most of the time. It's frustrating. I need my pockets, man.
You don't have to tell me that. I had to find that. Oh, nothing.
Uh, well,
My girlfriends, yes, yes. My girlfriends would constantly, complain that their dresses and stuff wouldn't have pockets and so on, and that was a thing.
I mean, even the pants, the pockets are so small, man. I mean, you can't even fit a wallet in there. Not to
I
mention about the
can.
wallets. Like, everyone has a purse that has a meal and shit inside. That's not very comfortable. Like, okay, I have my backpack and whatnot, but apparently that's not considered very feminine. I can't even wear normal clothes. Eh,
Um,
fuck it.
you know what? In that case, just leave me the clothing and maybe a comment where you would like what kind of pockets, and I guess I could hobble over to the Chantry and do the road.
Nah, it's fine, man.
Come to think, talking of Chantries, I personally would be up for at least having a look around, because with all due respect, the guy hasn't been around in months. I mean, for all we know, there could be like a letter there saying, "Help,
Yeah, he's
save
been
me!
gone
I've
for
been kidnapped
weeks,
by the
yeah.
Jabberwock," or I don't know what.
But yeah, I would like to go in there. I mean, his will is gonna go bad in so many ways, man. We need to liberate it. You know what
Oh,
I
oh,
mean?
really? Oh, well, we couldn't have that. That would be a crying shame, wouldn't it? He gives you a conspiratorial smile.
He might have books too.
To be fair, I probably would be very interested in those. I mean, yeah, go figure. The archaeologist is interested in old tomes. Yes, yes, I'm playing to stereotype. Bite me.
I mean, I didn't say anything, you said. But
Uh,
man, if the shoe fits, they say.
Yeah. Oh well, as long as you don't expect me to pull out a whip and start whipping people, I'll be fine.
Nah,
Because that is a joke that I've heard so many times I could murder people at this point.
I don't really get it.
Because of Indiana Jones and his use of a bullhide whip in the films, you
Uh,
know.
no.
Oh, I constantly forget that. Hmm. I mean, it's a good movie series by Steven Spielberg, who's a really
Well, I
good.
guess we can put it on the list for movie night.
It has a lot of cool action scenes,
So much shit already there. Ugh, it's
but anyway,
exhausting.
nah. Okay, so to put it very simply, that character of Indiana Jones has uses apart from a pistol also a bullwhip in several scenes, also for some things that I'm pretty sure you can't do with a bullwhip, and it's a bit of a stereotype with archaeologists, one that we are pretty fed up with actually, because if you think about it, he's a pretty bad archaeologist. He doesn't
I
even
mean, so
regularly
is Lara
grade.
Croft, but she has boobs.
Well, she's literally a tomb raider. She is a grave robber.
She destroys all the shit in there. It's not even funny.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
not something a real archaeologist would do, for crying
anyway,
out
what do
loud.
you think would be the most effective form of contraception?
Not having sex at all. If you want to be 100% sure,
You're not helping, homie.
well, I would say the closest to 100%, if you're not using any magical, if you're not using any roads for that, uh, is the good old rubber condom. Can't go wrong with that. It
Yeah, but
might
it's
diminish
plastic
the
and
play.
weird.
Well, it is still proven to be the most effective contraception method around, at least non magical.
Yeah, but that's a one-time thing.
That's why you buy a whole packet of those.
I mean, can't they just get the what you call this thing that you put up in there?
A
Isn't that effective?
spiral? Um, a spiral. Well, and he scratches his head and tries to remember. Yeah, I remember reading that the problem with those is that they release like extra female hormones that make your body basically think that they're like what was that?
Yeah, I know how they work, but effectiveness, it's good, isn't
but
it? It's like 99% or something,
I
right?
would say put it that way. The rubber is 99. I would say that effectiveness is closer to 89. Sorry, to 85% from what I can remember. Oh wait, yes,
Mm,
we had that in sex ed. Yeah, yeah, it's not quite as effective as a rubber.
well, from what I have read, it's 99% effective.
What do I know? Maybe in this hey, maybe in this iteration of Earth it is.
I mean, I do go to doctors.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, yeah.
Well, I
Uh,
guess I have to see a doctor then.
that probably would be the doctors. I take it they don't make any comment about your arm.
Well, I pretend it's just you know,
A
just a
cool looking
prosthetic.
prosthetic. and not
Yeah.
of ah, I understand. So you just make it a bit limp and awkward, and you
Yeah.
know. Ah,
Yeah.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, who are they to tell you that you're not allowed to, make it look cool? If anything, they probably would think, ah, you know what? Good on her. She's found a coping mechanism or something like that. What do I know?
Well,
Ah, I
I'll be able to mask it or cloak it soon enough, I suppose. But until then, who
yeah.
knows? Maybe if I do that, I may be able to wear a dress. Although I don't know. Maybe I'm too muscular. Am I too muscular?
Um, you know what? Good friends are honest to each other. Um, you well, not from your physique. It's not the physique. That still is very female. I guess the clothing just comes across as a tad butch.
Well, yeah, but I mean, have you seen my legs? Oh,
Um,
oh, by the
I
way,
I
her legs are very muscular. And
well,
yeah.
you definitely have athletic legs. I won't lie. Definitely more than your average lady.
Well, yeah, I don't know how that would look in a dress. I don't think I've ever worn a dress. I don't remember anyway.
Mm,
but
mm.
anyway, what do you think we should do about this uh,
Victor,
job
dude,
dude?
this Vic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm very on the fence about it, but it's not it's not just pure paranoia. There, I actually have a few points I'd like to point out.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know about me, but I think you'll take it.
Me,
Yes,
I
because of the
was
vision.
because of the what?
The vision you had. If
I'm
the dude from there was there, that means you were there, and maybe it's because of that.
Taryn was there. Dahlia's paramour was there. Matthias, yeah, was
See,
there.
it makes sense.
There was at least one werewolf there. Talking about that, the guy who was sitting next to me with red sunglasses, um, he knew my name, and I hadn't told it to anyone around there. And then I asked, and then he basically let slip that the spirits told him. So I had a look with my sight and saw that he had a very vibrant aura, which I've already seen before in Garu. So yeah, he sort of said that he said stuff along the lines of, yeah, so how are you finding your stay in Orlando? And I said, yeah, a bit stressful at times. And he was doing the whole, well, wouldn't you like to get decently paid for these quote unquote heroic acts that you've been doing for the good of the city? And I was just on the fence about it.
I mean, to be fair, shouldn't we be paid for that? I mean, we put our lives at risk, man. We went into the house
uh,
twice. Then we went after this Reaper dude who almost killed us the first time.
yeah,
I mean,
I mean, I guess the last time we got at least some of the loot. I'm still happy that I
yeah.
got the torch, but
I think I'm realizing that those people are slave drivers.
it put it that way. I don't mind helping. I don't mind helping for the greater good, but a little bit more thank you, or maybe more regular token of appreciation would be nice. I mean, I'm doing it out of my free will. I didn't have anyone command me to do that, and even if at the very least currently I'm not in any tradition, I'm my own man. I'm nobody's fucking bimbo.
I think I meant to say bitch.
Okay, I'm nobody's minion. There we go. And it would be nice, but the whole thing is in your situation, it's actually so you remember the 8 rules that tradition mages are supposed to follow.
Am I supposed to
That
remember all
includes
8 of
you,
them?
Clea. I'm not saying that because I'm deriving fun from it. Quite the opposite. But I'm trying to point out that other tradition mages will hold you accountable to those rules, love it or hate it.
I mean,
I'm just trying to, let you know, homie, because I care about you. This doesn't make isn't fun for me either.
yeah, well, are you referring to a specific one at the
Thou
moment?
shalt, what was that again? Thou shalt not consort with the enemies of ascension. And
What?
with all due respect, who decides who the enemies of ascension are?
Well, if I may comment,
Yes, please.
I mean, you were with Pam, right? I'm
Yes, I am.
assuming a certain part of yours ascended just fine, so I don't see the problem.
Yeah, put it that way. I'll definitely not mention that around me after her making clear how she feels about the fallen.
Yeah, I have no reason to talk to her about your sex life, or mine for that matter, when it
It is none
starts
of her
anyway.
business, but there might be mages more powerful, more in higher ranks than us, who might take a different view on that.
I mean, why would they care who we're betting?
Put it that
I mean,
way.
as long as they're not
If
Nefandi, it's fine, right?
that's something I've actually been thinking about for a while. Who defines who the enemies of ascension are? I've got I've got the horrible feeling that that's probably going to be like in history, and that's the people who are in charge are you know we might just be very much at the whims of their decisions. Now, I do know that
Um,
Pam and Terran are okay, but for all I know, if one of the higher ups of okay,
I
uh,
mean, you could
hmm,
low key ask, but not directly, like indirectly. Like, maybe you ask to define what is considered an enemy of ascensions, you know?
I would have to word it very carefully, but it's not beyond possibility. Yes,
I mean,
because
you're good at blabbering, aren't you?
uh,
I mean, come on, you went to
bet
university and shit. You're a doctor, for
I can
fuck's sake.
hold
Just
my
write
own in an
something.
argument. Yes, I can hold my
There.
own in an argument. I can make a concise point when I have my notes. Yes.
Well, there. Just write something down and just go with it. And just try not to fuck up, I suppose. Eh, But yeah, you know.
I maybe fucked up once.
When did you
That
fuck
was at
up?
the museum. At the museum when I yeah. When,
You're roboting.
uh, mhm. How is it now?
Better.
Okay. So yeah, that one time at the museum that I let slip that I was a mage.
To whom?
Some really annoying girl uh, who was just basically low key insulting me.
I. Oh, I think I know who
In
it was.
intimating that I took crack and shit like that. Huh. With all due respect, I've got way better things to do with my life than ruining it with some cheap ass drugs.
I think you're taking everything way too seriously. I know who that was. Remember at the park?
Who?
The little girl. She did the
No,
same to
no,
us.
it wasn't Ely.
Ooh, there's another little girl?
No, no. She was more in her late teens, like 16 or so, if I had to guess.
Ooh. Huh. And why
Well,
would she be
I
making
could,
the same
I
jokes?
well, yeah, I could very badly smack her right in front of the police. They would have had me led out by police in no time.
Well, she was a little girl.
She knew exactly that she could use that to her advantage. Tell me something that isn't new.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, well, at least the whole man-hating thing isn't a big thing in this year, and I'm happy about it. I was getting really fed up of it back home.
I
When you're
mean,
just put under suspicion just because you're born a certain way.
well, to be fair, historically speaking, I think. Well, I'm not the right person to talk about that because I don't know half of the history. Ugh, well, never mind. I really don't know. But anyway,
Anyway,
about the dude, what are
yeah.
we gonna do?
Um, uh, you know what's really weird? I have this odd memory that this whole setup that guy has, I've got the strangest feeling of deja vu about it. Um, it's almost as if I'd seen the same setup but in a film. With
Mm,
Yeah, where they also did the whole thing with the gold coins. And by the way, those were real doubloons. Those are not that easy to get.
what's a
And they're quite
doubloon?
valuable. A doubloon is a pure golden coin from when the Spanish were controlling most of Central and Southern America when they had their big Spanish empire in the New World.
Pirates on
You
the
know,
ship?
Age of Pirates. Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, if you say
And
so.
yeah, and that guy has been around since at least like the first or second crusade, so the 11th century AD.
Yeah, can we not
I
talk
would
about
be
this again?
very
It's
careful.
it's very uncomfortable for me because then I remember that yeah, Terran's also that old and that's weird and awkward and I really don't want to think about it.
I've been
And by the way,
actively not
your
thinking.
gal is no spring chicken either.
For all I know, she might be even older as Victor.
Well,
That realization hit
well,
me.
Terran told me that he knows her for 600 years, so I guess he's younger.
Well, then again, they obviously don't age and mature the same way we do. Um, I would guess that they're probably eternally youthful, probably. So who knows?
I
Maybe our
mm,
standards don't apply
not
because
really. I think they're changing bodies, hosts,
changing
rather.
body hosts. What?
I
Uh,
think
uh,
that's how it
okay.
works. I think, yeah.
Um. Okay, I will definitely have to have a word with Pam about that. If she's possessing, if that's not her body and she's possessing someone against her will, that's not good. That's not. Oh, and Damien just starts shuddering.
I don't
Like,
think it's
oh,
exactly like that.
I'll definitely have to ask her about that because if she's basically taken over somebody else's body without their consent, I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that.
I'm not sure this is how it works. I don't remember exactly the specifics. Uh, I think Turn explained to me one time, but I
Mm.
don't
He probably should have given
remember.
you that in writing.
You think that would have been a good idea? For real?
With all due respect, with your memory, that probably would have been more useful.
Yeah, but written word can be, found by people, normal people.
That's why you encrypt shit. You know?
And then you expect me
Ciphers,
to encrypt
codes.
something and then remember the key?
Okay, fair point. That's
To be
actually
fair,
a fair
I
point.
do remember coding and physics and shit. Why is my brain so weird, man? I can perfectly
If I
remember fucking
knew.
calculations and equations and physics laws,
Yeah. Um,
but I can't remember
yeah.
fucking names and thing and what I ate yesterday.
Yeah. Then again, I've discovered that apparently there are also some suppressed memories there in the back of my noggin. Yeah, yeah. That whole staring in. I'll just call it staring into the eight-eyed abyss for the moment because I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
weird even for our standards.
still about the dude. I don't know. What do you think? Because he mentioned some very specific things that he wants done, but
Mm,
I don't. I don't know. Like, okay, if we're gonna talk about, I suppose my specific skills,
I I
like
will try my best not to judge you.
like
I'm
the
just more interested to
Euthanatos.
know with whom whom I'm sharing a house with
Well,
and who my family is.
it's still me.
Well, okay, the Euthanatos. Well, to be fair, they have I guess they have a bit of a reputation for being
Well,
assassins at times. But then again,
yeah, but
ugh,
they're not like random, or you know, or people that are, usually there's a good reason for the actions they take.
and I would guess that probably the other traditions are cool with that. I mean, if it weren't the case, the Euthanatos probably would have been, hounded out of the city if they were like a real, a bad thing. At least that's
And
what I'm guessing.
generally, there are things that I wouldn't be comfortable doing, let's say. But, you know, um,
I'm guessing
that's my function.
because
That's how things work, I suppose. That's what I'm specialized in. That's what I can do.
Mhm. Well,
It's it,
as
I'm
long
not.
as
I
you're
don't
doing
know if
it
I
out of
chose
your
it.
own,
I know that
you
it's what I was
always,
assigned.
mm, you know what? That I'll at the let me tell you a tale. Something that gets drilled into basically every German school kid's brain when we get to the part after the Second World War. In in school, we got got following drilled into our heads at the Nuremberg trials. So that was after the Nazis had, done the whole thing, and the war was basically over in the West, and all the responsible people were put on trial by the Americans and the Allies. A lot of them who had done horrible things said, well, I was following orders. But you know what? Basically,
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying.
but what I'm saying is, you'd still, even if it's hard or you're not sure, you still have the choice to decide if you take on those jobs, and you live with the consequences of what you do. At the end of the day, there is nobody who can absolve you from your deeds but yourself.
That's true.
So
But here's the
if
thing, that's what
anyone
I'm good
told
at.
you, and I can be pretty good at killing people with swords. I can be really good at drawing the water out of people and let them die in a horrible way. Doesn't necessarily mean that I want to do that every time.
No, I definitely don't. There are, jobs I'll turn down because it just doesn't
Yeah,
feel
I
right.
good. That actually that calms me down quite a lot.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
not like that, Asian chick that thinks that killing's fun. It's not fun. It's just, you know, sometimes unnecessary
somebody.
evil, I suppose.
Well, sometimes, yeah, sometimes you have to do evil things so that good may come from it. I want to make one. Well, I guess for me it was easier because, like 99% of the time, they were attacking us, so it was self-defense, and I have a very simple policy. The moment you try to harm my physical body, you have lost the right to have an unharmed one yourself.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Oh,
But
see.
oh yeah,
Are you guys like in a specific place? As in like
yes,
shooting?
we are in the shooting range outside of Orlando.
Okay, Ayas. You guys probably will see Ayas appearing as well. He is. He has his like. He came with a suitcase.
At which point, to be fair, they are currently in a separate, their own little shooting thing. But feel free to knock at the door.
Like I'm not sure you guys would have invited him or not, so like he wouldn't know you guys are there.
No, but it could be, a weird
Coincidence.
coincidence.
Okay. So like he enters. Where are you? Like where are you guys shooting? And he like this is it seems a pretty different place. Like he thinks like this is like one of those nice places, and he or like secluded place, and he locks the door. Is anyone in?
Yes, Ayas hears a familiar voice. It is Dr. Wolf. Yes, this one is
Yeah.
taken.
Strange
Yeah,
coincidence.
taken.
Damien looks to clear. We'll continue our talk afterwards. And Damien walks to the door and opens it. Oh, Mr. Harrington.
It's sorry. I was thought this was like excluded, but I came anyway after. Yeah. So
You're not
Huh.
following us, are you?
no.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he would have better things to do than following us.
Yeah, that's true. He likes us
Yeah,
to
make
do it.
fun of my paranoia. Great.
Hey, I'm just making fun of it because I have it too.
I am.
Wanna shoot some?
I rather shoot things. Yes, it's been a long time, and I need to learn how to shoot better.
Seems the fates have smiled on you, since we happen to hear, and my associate here is actually quite good at shooting, and I'm not
By the
bad
way,
myself.
you can see she has a huge sniper rifle on her side, and in a suitcase case behind her, it's a
I
combat
mean,
rifle. But at the moment, she's holding the sniper rifle.
if you don't mind, Clear. Sorry, I just realized that I presumed.
I mean,
It's
I
your
would
He
choice.
suppose.
he looks at the sniper rifle and he says, "It's a nice sniper rifle."
Well, yeah, it was expensive.
Can we buy it from around here? I have a sniper rifle, but my sniper rifle is not that huge.
Well, it's not that easy to come by. I
I'm
mean,
good at coming by with things that is not easy to buy.
I
well,
shall keep that in mind. He smiles knowingly.
like what?
Many things. You name it, I will say it if I can or can't. Money can reach a lot of places.
5 kilos of cocaine.
Oh,
Mm,
Clear. Come on, that's as if you asked me to pull out a bullwhip.
it's you will go streets and you will find people. You can go to a party and
I,
probably there will be
I'm,
people with
I'm
cocaine.
messing with you. Like,
Ah,
yeah, what would I do with cocaine?
I don't know, smoke it.
Nah, I'd probably just sneeze on it.
Yeah, sneezing. A lot of people in my business does cocaine.
Well, I didn't want to feed into a stereotype.
I mean, I did it a couple times, but it's not something I need to continue doing my job.
It's a
Well,
shitty
to
drug, if
be
you ask me.
fair, yeah, it's very shitty, but to be honest, sometimes it could help. I'm just not into like all this weird shit that go into it. Like, can't they make something that's not shitty that does like the same or something? And no, don't say caffeine. It's not the same, and it's ew. I don't like it.
I think there are drugs that does the same effects and it doesn't make people um, addicted to it as he like smokes a cigarette, takes a deep drag and then releases it, and then he says, "But the problem is, it doesn't make people want to buy it all the time. When you have a demand to this drug more and more, people gains more money."
Mind you, of course, one goes into very unethical territory there, but yeah, for some people, it's only the bottom line that counts.
Anyway, maybe we shouldn't be talking about drugs in a shooting range. People will think we're
Yeah,
shit.
we probably shouldn't.
He Ayas shrugs like people talks about it a lot of things in shooting ranges.
Yeah. But yeah, actually, come to think of it, this is very fortunate that we happened to bump into each other like that. I had half a mind of contacting you anyway.
Who are
I've
we?
recently been able to come into a
You're being robotish.
not unsubstantial amount of money. Apart from paying you back, of course, I was curious if you would be willing to consult me on how I could make that money work for me, if you catch my drift.
Oh, investments.
He thinks these days the business with the investing on what was the name of that? Buildings is slowly rising. Investing on guns is always a thing as well. The gun companies never let you down. Their stocks always gets higher and higher, especially when there's a new gun. It's good. Thirdly, lastly the stock of the health companies. They also never let you down.
Yeah, but there's a specific one that we kind of don't want to be associated with.
You talk about the Megadon.
I'm talking about the Pentax.
Pentax is not a company. Pentax is no corporation.
Yeah, whatever, dude. You know what I mean.
No, I am saying
Megadon
that the
is
Megadon isn't part of Pentax.
Well, yeah.
That's what they want to. Do you think?
Jason, you're being very roboty. Find a better spot.
Yeah, you are being robotic, man. I'm sorry.
How
Or
is
sit
it
on your
now?
ass. Now it's better.
Okay. Damien just goes, yeah, that's probably what they want you to think.
No, that's not what
Ah,
do you want us to think. I know about Pentax. It's a multinational mega corporation. But at the same time, Pentax isn't, it's not just like one company. There is no company named Pentax. Pentax is a bunch of corporations coming together. It's Artisan Enterprises, Avalon Incorporated, Circus Brands, Consumers Worldwide, Andron International,
Damien
Harold
starts
Hog
taking
Mining Incorporated.
notes like
He's like
crazy.
King Breweries, all of them coming together and creating one giant being. This is not just one. Like, there's no brand named Pentax. Megadon is one, for example, they are pharmaceuticals. Those people who leads Megadon answers certain people that nobody knows.
Well,
You understand
let
what I
How
mean
me
do
now?
you know
let
all
me
of
give
that?
you okay, then let me put it in a different way. And I'm saying that not to spoil your fun or trying to be a killjoy, but because we've got a good working relationship, and I wouldn't want to see you impaled on the end of Garu claws. That would be werewolves. They have beef with this mega corporation. I know that they have beef with Enron, the energy organizer, who is also famous for having the worst security standards when it comes to spills in the whole industry. And yes, I am aware that the industry governs itself mostly, which is already worrying enough.
I'm not
But
defending Pentax. I know what Pentax is quite fine, and I kind of
oh,
don't care what the Garu does or doesn't do. That's not my problem.
okay, fair enough, fair enough. Just don't. I'm
No,
just letting you know that they have beef. That's all.
yeah, like if they have beef, they can do whatever the fuck they want. My issue is like I'm basically trying to tell you guys, like you guys are helping me. We met a couple times, and if you want to know, like if you want to understand something, it's better to know it right. And when it comes to Clea, and like your question, how I know, I knew things because I was in certain corporations in the past, and when I realized certain things, I left.
Fair
I
enough, I
can respect
suppose.
that.
So when I realized like certain corporations just keep giving money to the, let's say, Pentex corporations, the corporations under Pentex, basically I left. And there are corporations that is not controlled by Pentex. And but one thing I want to say, if you want to bet on Pentex corporations, you're gonna earn a lot of money.
I don't think that would be morally sound, though. And I know, I may not be a saint or anything, but
Nor am I, however. mm, mm,
that's a bit
Well,
too
I'll
far.
just put it that way. Thank you for the information. I will definitely carefully think about it. I would probably for the first part try to avoid it just because I have seen what the Garu are capable of with my own eyes, and it's not pretty.
Yeah, that's why I stay away from them.
We're planning to taking Pentex down anyway, don't we? I mean, if that happens, no more money made, right?
Yeah. So about that, uh, there is a problem with taking Pentex down.
What's the problem?
So
Is it the starfish problem?
I don't know what Starfish problem is.
Okay. When you cut off a limb of a starfish, it can regrow itself completely from it. You know, it
Uh,
can say that sort of thing. That if would the problem be that if we, for example, manage to take magically, from one day on another, somehow we manage to take down Enron, that just something else would come and replace it.
Now, let's say Angron, like you want to take down Pentex. How would you take down Pentex? Let's ask that question. I'm not trying to, by the way, judge you or anything. I just try to make you understand the
Yeah, let's be
consequences of.
logical.
Let's
Let's be
I will
logical.
I will just try to explain the consequences of taking down Pentex because this is one of the things. Like the even most powerful mages is having trouble dealing with technocracy because technocracy is hiding among normal human corporations, normal human status quo. Let's say there is a group of designers in technocracy, and you know traditions kill them. Well,
Okay, I have a question about democracy. What is it that they have that we don't have, that they're so far ahead? And, you know, what do they do differently? Why can't we stop them from doing what they're doing?
they're hiding behind humans. Technocracy has money. Your enemy can be a cop because technocracy has reached towards their manipulative ways. They manipulated media and showed you like a terrorist.
Hmm.
You wouldn't deal with technocracy. You would deal with the sleepers who thinks you are a terrorist.
They are basically the Illuminati who can pull who, as far as I understand it, have managed to pull the wool over pretty much all the sleepers.
So, like,
Don't say Illuminati, dude.
They are
The
like the
sleepers
government behind the government.
exactly. And
Yeah,
one of the things is like technocracy won the war in the past. This is their reality now. They,
I. Did you have to say that?
I kind of had to because
No, not
it's the.
you. Not you. Not
My
you.
apologies.
Uh, we still don't know about the thing. And she kind of looks downwards, uh, sideways, like see if Damien understands what she's talking about. Hey, you're muted, by the way, Jason. You're muted again.
How is it now?
We can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Ah, bloody hell. Anyway, um, you know what? For the sake of argument, yes, he knows what Clea is referring to. Out of character, I haven't got the foggiest because you use the thing so often for so many things. I like you, Christine, but you can be very confusing at times.
You know, the thingy.
The
Took
tattoo.
extension.
Out of character, what thing? The
Tattoo.
player
The
needs to
tattoo.
know.
The tattoo. The tattoo.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's actually a good point. That's a very good point you make, Clear. Ah,
Yeah, maybe we should
uh,
not mention such things because I'm freaking the fuck out and we still don't have answers on that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, but okay. Anyway, back to topic because our good friend here
So
is
there's only
actually
one
pointing
solution.
out some good stuff.
Capitalism must come down because then they won't have money. Then we can take them down. There.
No, capitalism
Yeah,
should not come
communism
down.
isn't the way to go. Trust
No,
me. I
capitalism
have
should not
family
come
who
down.
were part of the DDR. It wasn't fun.
Who said
Now,
anything about communism?
there will. He stops and lets Tiflia talk. Sorry, Christine. Go right ahead.
Like, communism is as bad, I guess. Like,
So you want anarchy?
uh, well, realistically, it can't really work unless it's really small communities and such, because people are just not evolved enough yet. Who knows?
People
Maybe.
will never be involved enough.
Oh, come on.
Because we are
It's down.
tribal by nature.
I personally think that the capitalism is the best thing that ever because it works.
It works for the few.
Yeah, and it works for those in the middle. It works for those who are in the down. No matter which system, there will always be rich. There will be always be poor. There will always be the ones in the middle. There will be always wars. There will be always money. We can't just change 1,000, no, more than 2,000 years of human evolution in one day or 100 years. This is the problem with Pentex. Let's just say the Enron, the oil company. Stop Enron, make it devaluate enough to it doesn't make any money anymore. You cost thousands of people from their jobs. Thousands and thousands of people will be hungry at their homes. Like normal humans who has fathers, who has sons
Yeah,
and
here's
daughters.
where the system fails because when you go a system that's based on monetary value, of course, everyone needs to have a job. But I don't believe that humans were uh, evolved to be robotic slaves. I think money is, well,
The best thing
the
ever.
root of all evil. No, it's
Money
the
is a
worst thing
tool
ever.
like everything else. Money came around because barter had its limits. Please listen to the archaeologist who specialized in prehistory.
Well,
Although
I
one
don't know
thing I'll
about
point out
history,
clear, for
but I
the
know about
most
Star Trek.
part, for the most part of the existence of the human species as basically it is taught at the very least in school, and that is, let's say, at least for the last 100,000 years, for 95 to 99% of the time, we were hunter gatherers,
Yeah, see, here's the thing.
but we were also stuck in the Stone Age. There
I
you go.
Well, and we can evolve after it because
You
remember
know,
in TNG it said that the mankind's goal is no longer to get monetary gain but self-improvement and betterment of humanity. That should be the goal. You're talking about ascensions and stuff. That's ascension right there. You
I
know.
mean, the issue is like, did you make that gun? Did you buy it?
Well, if I didn't buy it, I would have made it.
So you know
Here's
how to make a gun.
I can make stuff.
Do you know how to make a food?
Yep.
Do
But
you know how to
I'm
raise a
more an
food?
exception.
No. Do you know
But
how to raise a food? Like literally, do you know how to do agriculture?
No.
So what's gonna
I
happen? You
only
have a
know
gun. You
some.
don't. Like you have a gun. You don't have agriculture. After some time, let's say the system has failed, you will not have a food because
No, because everyone has their own skills.
so people will.
They contribute them to
And
society
what
for
if
the
I choose not to?
betterment of all.
What if I choose not to?
Then you'll
I
be an
just say I don't want to give it to you.
outcast.
But what if
Selfishness doesn't do good.
everybody is selfish? You are selfish. I am selfish. He is selfish. Saying
Yeah,
that
that's
nobody is
why we're
selfish,
imperfect. That's why we're
yeah,
perfect and shitty to each other.
and this will never be perfect.
Well, that doesn't mean we shouldn't aim for excellence.
I have to tell you something because of the job I do. I kind of need to make myself believe that I'm necessary. A lot of people wants to have fucking cars, you know, homes and all that jazz, and all the reason they do it because I keep my fingers on data. I look at things and I, make sure that everybody can gain a lot of more money by me looking at this stuff. I keep the scales on their favor. I take my hand off, boom, the whole world gets fucked up very fucking fast. Because, not the whole world, but a lot of people. Because I make people do money, and that's how I earn money. But I didn't create the system. The system was created in the past. I used this to make myself money, and I did a lot of. I earned a lot of money thanks to this.
Oh yeah, I get it. I'm just saying that it's not a perfect system, and it will eventually fail.
But like one of the things that I realize is like a lot of people says like they want the things I give them. They want the money, but they say like I don't want the money. They act like they're just cool, good people. They play innocent. They never they like how do I say this? Like they act like they're good and normal. And the second I go out, you know, the second I go out and don't look at the numbers, they're like, oh shit, our money is going away. That's the hypocrisy I can live with. Every human has an inch of hypocrisy in them. Some more than an inch, some has an inch. Everybody has it. We're flawed. We will never be, we will never be good. And because one of the things is like you, me, Damon, we're not humans. Normal humans can't change reality. We're different. We're, I don't know, maybe like a bigger fucking breed. But the thing is like, for us to get down the Pentex and big companies, we need just more than killing things. We need to like, we need to get over the media.
Dismantle. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
have
need to
to
like
find ways
get
to take their power away from them,
So what
and
you're
have it to
extract their
saying is
ourselves.
that
resources.
so what you're saying is that the only way to beat them is to basically become them.
Absolutely.
Well,
I would prefer
uh,
not to make deals with the worm if possible.
yeah.
Like I don't understand what this worm is, and I kind of don't give a shit about worm. Like my spirit is not my deal, and I think like the if I could have like
Yeah.
have the right, I would just like stop the Umbra being from a thing. Like I don't need Umbra. I think humans are fucked up as it is. We
Well,
don't need
what
any
I
spirits.
know is that we're bad. It makes you puke black stuff.
Well, the whole problem is that Worm wasn't always bad, but Worm went mad.
Well, can't we
Instead
get
of
mad in
doing
it?
its, yeah, well, so here is the thing as far as I understand it. In as far as the spirit's concerned, after let's say the all spirit, there was this breaking up into wild, whose job is basically to have the raw stuff of life and reality created. Then you have got Weaver, whose
Mm-hmm.
job should be to put things into an orderly fashion so that they can actually function and live. And
Okay.
then Worm's job used to be looking at the tapestry that is life, the universe, and basically everything, at least on this planet, and to look where stuff started to stagnate, started to get, old, decrepit, and no longer working in there. And his job was to selectively pick out, like cancer cells. His job was basically to pick out the cancer cells in the weave, so that then new stuff could arise.
Okay.
Evolution, stuff like that. The reason why we are here, I at least am convinced, is because for at least a reasonable amount of time, Weaver did his thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if he would have even been involved in the odd cataclysm, so that once things had stagnated, new stuff could happen. But at some point, at least the tale goes, that the Weaver got a bit out of hand and basically entrapped Worm, and Worm couldn't do his job anymore, so
Just
he lost his fucking mind. And
when did this
that's why
happen?
he's just defiling. Now it is just indiscriminate killing, defiling, corrupting.
When did this happen?
I am unclear on the details, but as far as I have been able to gather, this happened at some point, at least at some point when humans had already been on the thing. You know, we already
Thing?
showed up. If I had to guess, from what I could gather, probably around the Neolithic, that time where we as humans started settling down and no longer
Okay.
being nomads.
So
Oh,
like, let's say this fucking story is true, okay? And let's say that the oldest spirits are like being all weirdo, and they have this weird circle going on, and everything has to be like in the circle. Cool. Uh, and let's just say that the we or whoever wants this circle to be returning returns to the circle. How many humans needs to die? Because as far as I understand, the Weaver is kind of like uh, technology, right? Wild is
Uh,
the
Weaver loves structure,
cool.
and with all due respect, yeah, I guess you could say that human beings are Weaver's adopted children, basically, because look at what kind of civilization we've wrought upon this planet. No
They
other
don't.
animal has done something like this before.
They're not animals.
yeah,
Humans are not animals, though.
Okay,
they
but
are.
we descend from animals.
Who
Well,
says it?
technically, we are animals.
Like
Technically.
I kind of don't give a shit about techniques, but
Okay,
I
living beings.
living
Punkt.
beings. Yeah, cool.
There
But
we
like,
go.
You
how
have
many
to
humans needs
be.
to die?
I would if I well, okay, since this is the year 2000 and we've got around this many billion people on the planet.
6 billion. So we have 6 billion people on the planet right now, right?
Yes.
So how many billion people needs to die for this uh, vile weaver worm to be all good, good threesome circle?
Um, P times thumb, at least half of the human population, most likely.
And who wishes to do that?
Yep.
Not me.
And that is the moral conundrum that I don't have an answer to, and I'm not that conceited to say that I have.
Okay, that conversation is making me very uncomfortable.
Why?
Because I don't know half the stuff you're talking about. It's taking a very serious turn. I think we should go back to talking about fun stuff.
What are
Ugh,
the fun stuff?
I don't know, man. Let's shoot some cops and just forget about the whole thing, and then maybe we can go and shoot some rum and smoke some weed and
Cocaine.
relax. No, not cocaine.
God
That's
damn
bad
it, okay.
stuff. You know what they put in that stuff?
I do.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that shit's bad. Like, okay, like I'm basically
Sorry,
living, breathing
clear.
pita, but that's
That
bad.
would be very hypocritical of us. I mean, we do consume an illegal drug.
It's not about illegality, dude. Like, okay, weed, it's a natural thing. It just grows on a tree. You pull it off the tree. You put it in a jar. It kind of dries. You smoke it. You know what's the process to make cocaine? You put fucking like
Coca
gasoline in this
leaves through
shit.
Yeah, through a whole chemical process. Yes, that's the
Yeah,
reason why I prefer to not take it. But I don't think we
exactly.
should be terribly judgmental about that. After all, he is a grown up, and it is his decision what he puts in his body.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm not saying what he should or shouldn't do. I'm saying I don't. I won't, cause it's bad.
Uh, anyway, as far as I'm concerned, I'll give your words some thought because you yeah, you pointed out some things that I hadn't thought about. Um, would it be okay if in a few days I contacted you about more specifics as far as investment is concerned? Because
Completely.
I don't want the money to just lie around. I would like it to do some work for me so
Money
that
should
I
never lie around.
exactly.
You know, you have matter.
Yes, I do. I can. I am at the level that I could turn lead into gold. Yes.
You know, something we can do to earn money is, uh, what happens when a corporation gets tits up?
Everyone panics because if wait, as far as I know, the top brass see that they get their golden parachutes, and the rest scramble about and try to find work.
So, like, if you want to get real money, I have an idea, but I don't know if you would be willing to do it or not.
Define what you mean real money. Like,
Like,
Big amounts.
big amount, not scrambles.
what's the point
Point or what?
of getting a shitload of money? Like, mm,
Booze, a lot of
well,
different things. Big home.
The setting up of companies of your own, buying
Yeah,
influence. I mean, we are in the
making
US,
real
lobbies
change.
are a thing. I
Making a
hate to
real
say
change in
it.
the world. You're not going to make any change without having any companies.
Or there
You
are
I
just
also items
will
that
leave
cost a
that to
lot.
you guys. I rather like my life as it is.
so you want to like
And my economic
defeat Pentex
projects.
all by all your own.
No, I'll do my part. It just won't be by buying companies. That's no, that's too much. No.
Then a fucking company goes tits up, especially like let's say the Pentex is a corporation here, like one of the things that the
Hmm.
local branches here. If it goes tits up, the other company and their value goes up because you're when your opponent gets all fucked up, your value gets become better because now you become the sole leading
You
group.
gain the monopoly.
Exactly. Now we can buy some stocks with that money that you have from a company that you know it's going to go up when you fuck up, one of the Pentex local corporations. So you can go and fuck up that company's corporations, and then your money will mean more money. Your stocks will mean more or vert more. Then you can sell them and make more money, and then buy another stocks.
Huh. Basically a win-win situation, which would be a win-win situation for us. Uh,
Absolutely. And I would prefer if
piece
you guys
by
tell me.
piece, crippling them, and gaining cash that then can be invested further
Absolutely.
for actual stuff that doesn't fuck up the ordinary
Well,
citizen.
that makes sense, and also it gives you motivation to bring those fuckers down, right?
He shrugs. Yeah.
Hmm.
Just keep this in mind because if you guys are gonna go and because I heard from my mentor that like you guys are the deal who does this shit around here. So if you guys go around a fucking other Pentex company, please give me a head so I can at least pull my resources from there and maybe do some investments. I will
Nothing.
give your part as well.
Hmm, I don't mind. I
I
don't
mean,
mind seeing
sure.
fellow tradition mages profit off that.
Thank you. Um, I'm actually thinking about like creating a work for people where people can fucking where we can like have a work that will affect things. But I don't know what to create.
Well, let us see some things on our side, and if we get an idea of, stuff and things, we can give you some
Hmm.
tips, I suppose.
Yeah. I was just wondering, does the name Victor Hirano say anything to you?
Oh, see, no. Sadly, he was not told anything about this guy.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
Yeah, but
enough.
he still can poker face it and say
Hmm.
something.
Who is that guy, OOC?
Out of character, that's the vampire that got out of the haunted house, managed to get his shit a bit together, runs a John Wick style hotel, if that says any. Basically, that is a big NPC of Brandon's. Yeah, and definitely has got a good few different. He has got like at least one werewolf, at least one changeling working for him, and probably also some mages. So he's a big
Um,
player, NPC style.
I have no idea who that guy is. I can check in who he is.
No, it's fine. It's fine. He is a big player and a supernatural one to boot. So maybe it's better for you not to look too deeply into it.
Gotcha.
You
We
have
can,
my word of
however,
honor. I'm only saying this to make sure that nobody starts thinking that you're trying to threaten them without you realizing that, and then
Gotcha.
send in
yeah,
a
but
hit mark or whatever.
if we find that this guy is trustworthy, though, we can tell him to get in touch with you, and I guess you
Mm,
can benefit each other. Maybe.
he is ancient. That fellow has been around since the first crusade, so like 1100s. Just to give you a heads up.
He's a vampire.
Yeah,
You guys make
yeah.
deals with
Don't
vampires.
worry. Hmm?
You guys make deals with vampires.
I bloody well haven't, because I know better.
There's a reason why people doesn't make deals with other soups. It doesn't end in your favor most of the time. Just so you know, guys.
Well, here's the
Have
thing.
you got any examples? Hmm,
We have many, associates that aren't exactly the same species as we are, but it seems to be working here in Orlando, weirdly enough.
So what's gonna happen when those goals that you have with them aren't going to be benefiting you and them?
Uh,
Like, how does two people get along? Because they have same goals. What's gonna happen when the same goals aren't gonna be the same goals anymore? What's gonna happen when, let's just say, you fuck Pentex over in this place? Do you want vampires rule everywhere? Or mages?
why can't we coexist?
They can coexist, but there will be always people who will want more money. Vampires will always want more power. So does the mages. What's gonna happen when he shrugs? People will want more power. Like, I
Well,
think
we
that's
burn that bridge when we get to it.
my recommendation to you guys is that they don't give them a lot of information about yourself. But that's also just a kind recommendation. That's all.
Well, apparently that doesn't matter
noted.
because everyone in this city knows everyone, apparently.
I rather you guys don't tell any single one of them about me as well. I rather not be known by anyone who I don't want. Like, I want not to be known by people who
hate to break it to you.
I don't know.
People probably already know you.
How?
Just a heads up.
How?
If I knew how,
Well, your name wasn't meant. I'm 100% sure I haven't mentioned your name ever since we left that Starbucks the last
But
time we met.
I
but
wouldn't
I'm.
have it if I remembered it.
And no, I will not venture that information
Mhm.
to anyone.
Mages
I
know my
understand your
rival.
concern.
Mages knows about me. I rather the others don't. I try to live
So
a
to
very strict and normal life, and I do try to keep my things with me.
Okay, out
yeah,
of
and
character,
away from
out of character, this plot is very diverse in terms of
Hmm.
other species and subs.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah. Thing is, I can assure you that there are others that know about you
How?
when you are involved in. What do you mean how?
Yeah, like I
That's a
didn't meet with them.
PST. You know, ask Brandon, but it will come up. You'll see.
Okay.
doesn't mean
Anyway,
that his character Icy can't at least try to do what he does.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway,
Exactly.
back to topic. So Damien just goes, okay. So no, that's perfectly fine. I perfectly understand that. This individual that I mentioned to you made a comment when last we met and we were proposed, but we were also smart enough not to give an answer, neither a clear yes nor a clear no. Made a comment that a little something I did, he was aware that I'd come into uh, a, a bigger amount of money, although I hadn't mentioned it to anyone. Heck, until
Yeah, what's
you
that
just
about?
popped in. Even my mate here didn't know about that. Mate, sorry, I mean homie.
It's time for correspondence, Lord.
Yeah, I don't have any correspondence. I don't know how to do that. I am not
Yeah,
attuned to it.
people who can look at things from distance when you have a correspondence and put correspondence word on you. It's the best thing ever.
Okay, then I happen to know well, come excellent. No, that's good. I know exactly the person who can be asked about that. Because I don't assume that you are an adept or something like that in correspondence.
Gotcha.
But yes, a hermetic lady who might be able to do that for us. And at least I have a good rapport with her. So that's good.
Hermetics are weird.
Yeah, tell me
Yeah,
about
so are
it.
the Verbena, so are the Euthanatos.
And
And
actually,
dinosaurs are the worst.
when that is mentioned, that the hermetics are weird, just start shooting.
Yeah. But then again, by the very definition of what sleepers would call normal, all of us are fucking weird.
And who gives a shit about what Sleepers thinks? He also says shooting.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. What's that weird you're talking about? I've never heard of it.
But anyway, I think this has come to its natural conclusion. Yeah. Damien, we'll just go. Could I have a quick word with you, Clea? Just a few seconds, if you don't mind.
Sure,
He
yeah, okay.
looks to eye us.
Bias, just keep shooting.
Yeah. Damien will just quickly take her out, sort of like, hey, I'm not going to rush any decisions here. This thing needs some very good thinking. But something else. Mina had offered to put up a correspondent ward. Hey, I'm not saying that you have to go there, but I think it might be a smart idea if I go and politely ask her and have her do it and just be done with it.
I hate having to owe her though. Oh, because then she's like, yeah, I
No,
help
no,
you
no, no.
guys. I'm so
I
high and
would
mighty.
say you know what
Mm.
to make this easier. I would make it very clear that you would be doing that for me and that I would owe her. That
Yeah,
neither
and
you
who
or
wants to
Jesse
stop
would
her
owe
from
her.
making a word only the house and not the garage?
I will specifically ask her to also ward the garage because you know what? You know what? To make it even easier, I could literally just deposit an object in there that belongs to me, and then I wouldn't be lying if I said, well, there is shit of mine in there that I would also like not corresponded
Question:
on.
would this word affect Terrence portals?
Um, I you know what? That's actually a good point to bring up. If that ward is
Or
only to
or
stop
babysitters
scrying,
for
or if it would
portals?
also, please let me finish, or if this would also influence people from just popping up at our place whenever they like. As far as I'm concerned, if she's able to stop people putting portals in the middle of our chantry, that's actually an
No,
upside. I mean,
no.
Terran, I would say yes, because Terran can still put a portal right in front of our house. I just don't want him popping in the middle of the living room. Not
Well,
only Terran, if she's able to block Terran, she can also block people like Frost. Think about that.
yeah, but
I'm working here towards our thing. I'm not trying to cock block you here for crying
no,
out
it's not
loud.
about cock blocking, but it's about escaping. And we've escaped a couple of times that way, both with Terran and with my babysitter.
Um, is there maybe a section of the house where we decide that okay, we'll not put a ward, that we automate, like, I don't know, like the back door,
Or
and
maybe,
we just designate that as an escape route?
maybe there's a word, but there are like exceptions. Can that happen?
Yeah, could be. Hey, it's magic. Anything is technically possible. You just have to get creative.
Well,
Secondly, I
okay.
also don't know how good Mina's wards are. As I say, probably I'm using the wrong word here that you don't know. So, looking, spying on somebody at a distance
Yeah,
or
yeah, I
using
get it. I
magical
get it.
bugs. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe she can only block that. Mind you, that would also be already quite useful because for crying out loud, I really don't like the idea of being constantly surveyed.
I bet Pam's watching you when you sleep.
Yeah, exactly. For creepy shit like that, I'm pretty sick and tired of it.
Anyway, let's get going. I'm getting
Yeah.
hungry.
So there is one other thing that I didn't want to mention in front of Ayas there. Um, I wanted to ask if I could have the few strands of Mina's hair on your assault rifle.
Oh yeah, the hair. Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't care.
I'm pretty sure you don't you don't want to keep that now, do you?
No, not really. It's pretty gross.
Yeah, you can give it to me. I'll take care of it.
Oh yeah, it's in the box. Go and get it.
Cool. In that case, I would say let's go back in. Let's actually get some shooting in. I mean, I'll go box. I'll take the box. I'll return it to you once it's empty, like in a once Ayas is away, and in the meantime we do some shooting. I definitely need to. Well, who
What? Blow
knows?
some steam?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, like last night, steam wasn't enough. You stud. This is gonna just go in deeply.
Yeah, you know what? He actually catches up to her, and just gives her the sort of the bro shoulder hug kind of thing. Oh, you. But you're the first person who called me a stud, and you know what? I'm running with that compliment.
Anyway, let's
Yeah.
shoot some shit.
So unless there is anything else that wants to be declared, I would say that we'll finish the scene here.
Everyone agreeing? Ahmed-chan?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Same here.
So, thank you players for playing and watchers for watching. This has been another scene for Orlando Ascended. See you all next time.